Hey everybody, hope you're having a lovely day. So I got a very much anticipated package yesterday. Couldn't really go into it yesterday when it arrived, so I did unbox it because I've been waiting for it for a while and I was too excited. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a video today actually on how to basically set these up. So as the title may give away, these are basically some new Chetki from Mellow. So I bought two sets and I bought them quite a while ago, but there were some issues with the glow material because this is actually glow. And Dan, the maker, is an absolute perfectionist and takes a lot of pride in his work. He wanted to iron out the issues and I was happy to wait. And completely trusted that he would, sort everything out, and that's what he's done. So I finally got them. So yeah, I went a bit bonkers and sort of bought two sets. So this one I've actually sized for myself. So Dan taught me a lot about Chetki sizing, and basically I prefer mine with 13 beads on the Baltos. I think they come with standard 14. But yeah, it just goes past the base of my palm onto my wrist, and that at the moment seems to be what I prefer. So I've already strung the green up because I just could not wait, to do a video. But I thought I'll leave the glow and I'll show you how these are strung up, because he's come up with a very good system of doing it consistently. So just before I go any further, I did buy some extra beads as well. So you can buy some like bead packs. So I did buy some extra glow beads. Don't ask me why, I just went a little bit crazy. I think maybe I thought I might mix up some of my sets, put some as accent beads. I may do that at some point, but at the moment I'm really loving the plain colours. That's the extra, basically the 14th bead off of that set. And I also bought some of the Galaxy Black in a jet material, and these are really beautiful. There is a very subtle, it's really hard to see. The daylight outside is not great today. But it's a little bit like shimmery, I'd say. So I bought 4 of those, again, to maybe sort of put in a set. And Dan was very kind. He gifted me 2 of these very beautiful mixed colour beads. To me, they look like some kind of mineral. The sort of silvery colour, you can see that it's got depth. You can kind of see layers underneath the surface. It just looks absolutely beautiful. Looks like a mineral stone or something, like really organic, or like layers of sediment or something. They are really stunning. So yeah, I've got those to play around with as well. Put on another set. So yeah, I bought extra plenty beads. So anyway, the Balto Chetki, I've done a video on them before, but basically they're sort of stylised after traditional Russian sets. So this was the first one I bought. Originally I had some purple accent beads on there, but I'm just digging plain colours at the moment. That's really boring, isn't it? But yeah, I just absolutely love this set. It's got some teeth marks in it because the cat loves it too and she's chewed it. But yeah, it's just such an easy set to use. At the moment I've been using my titanium around square set, so forgive me. These now feel really light by comparison, but you've got a kind of weighted end feel because you've got these stainless steel beads at the end, and also you've got a large paddle bead, and they really, really lock in. And you also get good tension with the thicker sets, I think. Also, not too much tension, maybe just under 1 centimetre of slack there. So yeah, they are absolutely brilliant sets. So I thought I would show how to string these up. So Dan very kindly left these long for me. He did so with the green as well, but obviously last night I have set it all up completely. And the idea is that you can adjust how much slack you've got, because the knot hides in these end paddles. It's such a clever design. Like, I cannot praise him enough for this. So with that, you've actually got quite a lot of slack, and you can also sort it out and wear it as a bracelet. You can loop. I'm not going to do it because it's a little bit awkward. You can loop that around the other bead. So yeah, you can wear it. It's a wearable as well, but we'll see. That's a lot of slack for me. I prefer just to have this tucked in. So you literally just tuck that snake knot end in. Move the threads to the side. And if you just wiggle it a bit, that'll fit in nicely. It's really neat, really well designed, really good. And I guess if you open it full out, you can do raindrops as well, which is really nice. It's much better with more slack with raindrops. That's the only problem. It's the only thing I miss on my round square sets is I've put minimal slack on, but it means I can't really do raindrops. So with these, you can switch to raindrops very easily without having to take the whole thing apart. And it's just such a great system. Dan's bloody genius, like, amazing, really good. So anyway, let's go on to stringing these. Put these out of the way. So I have a lot of problems getting 95 paracord in the UK. It's not a common size. Very hard to get, and you have to buy it in large amounts. Colours are limited, and it's expensive. So he very kindly left the tails long for me so that I could, take off the excess bead, because I have been jumping around between 13 or 12 beads. I've kind of, I think, settled on 13. So yeah, he understands that it's difficult for me to get 95 paracord, so he left them long so I can reuse that, because I'm not going to use the purple. I would have originally, because it actually looks very nice on purple. But, why isn't that coming out? It's getting a bit caught. I managed to find some 95 paracord in Glow. So that's what it's going to be sized up on. And I actually had to import it from Atwood. So it's Atwood Glow paracord. Now, I wouldn't normally do that. Again, that was quite expensive. The reel, the spool of it, was cheaper than in the UK, but obviously I had to pay for the shipping. But while I was at it, I just got some other paracord and knitted cord. So, I made the most of my order, but I would not do it for just anything. I've now got loads of the stuff, so I can, string them all up on glow cord if I really wanted to, and it will last me. But I think I just love these so much. For me, it was worth it, and that says a lot about how good these sets are. So we got 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13. There we go. Let's take that one off. So yeah, I'm going to string up with 13 because that's the size that fits me. So one trick that Dan suggests is that you just get one end and put super glue around it so that it's stiff. Normally I would just burn the ends, and like in my round square titanium Chetki set video, I just sort of cut the end into a point. But the only issue with this is as you push it through, the cord starts to bunch. So it's actually easier if you've got a longer piece that's, I guess it's almost like a solid needle of paracord, I guess, to go through the holes. So it's got a bit bent. Just push that out. I literally just unscrewed a bottle of super glue and just dipped the end of the cord in, and then yeah, let it dry. Always just make sure you leave enough space to do your knots. Okay, so anyway, much like with the round square sets, They're more or less straight. Let's just go for it. So, I'll show you the beads first. So the inside of the beads, you can see there's plenty of space, so they're hollowed out and very specifically machined, or however he makes them, for the bead and the knot to sit in there. And then you've got the 2 channels either side where the cord goes. Really fantastic design. Absolutely amazing. So no one else does this, as far as I know, with Chetki. So anyway, I'm going to pull that through. And then we're just going to go through all the beads. Why is it getting stuck? I think the cord is just a little bit thick there. I think that's probably where I squashed it when I made a point out of a melted blob. That's better. There we go. Right. Hang on. Start with those. Now, I can literally just push it through without having to pick them up all individually, but you can see as you get past that kind of point where it's quite stiff, it's quite hard to push it through. It just seems to sag and doesn't want to go through, so usually a few beads at a time is good enough. There we go. So that's quite quick. And then we'll pop it through this end. There we go. Make sure it is definitely coming through there, through that side. And don't forget the bead as well, because I was an idiot once and I forgot. I've got to put the bead on before I went back round, and literally, this is all self-explanatory. We're all intelligent people. I don't need to really explain it that badly. Oh, come on. I'm sort of rushing this a little bit. I don't want to make a massively long video. A lot of my videos have been very long lately. Keep going. So I'm not using the tool yet because I just want to get the cord through. There we go. So now that's looking lovely. Because the beads are translucent, as nice as the coloured cords look, like I was going to go either purple or green. And I think well, the purple definitely looked nice, and I think the green would look awesome. I bought loads of cord from Dan, by the way, because he sells lengths of cord as well, which was quite handy for me because I don't want to have to buy a whole spool of cord, so I just got a couple of lengths from Dan in different colours. Okay, so got the bead on there. So what we'll do is just pull that out slightly. Now this little tool, so it will come with each Chetki set. Now this is the first one I got in my very first order from his very first drop a couple of months ago. This is actually a little bit smaller than the one that I received. It seems a little bit shorter than the one I received on the left in the latest drop. So that's interesting. So I guess he's redesigned the tool. But I actually prefer less slack, so I'm going to use the shorter tool, the original tool I got. So you'll notice that obviously it's tapered, and you've got a little notch here and a little notch here. And this is for slotting onto the end of the paddle, and then this side is for slotting onto the side of the bead. So to demonstrate that, turn it on its side. It'll stay up, sort of. maybe not. It's literally going to slot there and there. It's a perfect fit. Okay, and this gives you your length of slack before you tie the knot, and so that this fits, you know, you've got enough length here to be able to turn this and slot it away nicely in there. It's a brilliant design. Very thoughtful. And I have to say, he's a new maker on the scene, and he's just come out of nowhere with like amazing quality skill toys. Just absolutely brilliant. Okay, so that's there. I'm putting it quite tight, and I'm going to tie 3 snake knots. So don't take this as a tutorial for snake knots, but I will just show you step by step how to tie a snake knot. Oh, sorry about that, my threads are getting a little bit twisted. So, right hand cord goes over the left, underneath and loops down. Okay, left hand cord comes up underneath that right hand cord, then goes over this cord, the right hand cord, and through that loop, and then you just cinch it up. Now one snake knot, sorry, is never going to be enough. It's never going to hold fully on its own, and because I prefer less slack, all in all, I'm going to tie that quite tight. And I can leave that in there now, it's not going anywhere. It's slotted in there quite nicely, so I can pick it up and tie that knot, and I really cinch it down. There we go. So I'm just going to simply tie 2 more so it's secure. And the plus side of you know, tying, I guess, 3 knots is you've got a kind of like almost like a tab on the, you know, it makes a tab on the end of the cord that you can grab onto as well. So one more. And you definitely want to leave yourself plenty of cord to tie the knot, and so you can get a good grip on it. Excellent. So what I can do now is I can just slip this out. It's not so tight that I can't do it, but I just unhook it from that bead. Doesn't cause any damage, and there we go. So next thing I'm going to do is I've tied 3 snake knots, and I'll leave a link to Weavers of Eternity in the description again, just because it's the best resource for tying any sort of paracord knots on YouTube. So, and I'm just going to melt these ends, so just be careful when you do this. And then I'm just going to squish them down with the bottom of the lighter. Right, don't burn yourself. Don't set something on fire. Don't set this on fire. Just going to let it cool down. And that is pretty much it. And that is what that tool is for. So hang on to that tool. Don't throw it away if you get it. Don't think, oh, what on earth is this? Dan has done a video as well demonstrating that tool, so I would recommend watching that. I will leave a link in the description. So I think that's cool enough now. Pop that in there. Let's just sort out the threads either side. There we go. There we go. And it's in. Beautiful. I cannot praise Dan's work enough. They are, I think, drop price about $60 or $70. I think normal price is around about 90, but I've never actually seen them sell for 90 because they usually all sell out on drop prices. I would recommend following his Instagram to basically find out when the drops are going to be. I have actually got another set on the way, quite a special set in the Galaxy Black, but it's in a different kind of material, I think. I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm just kind of like, I fell in love with all of these, so I had to have them all, basically. They are really nice and lightweight and soft to the touch, and this kind of polished bead finish, so this is just left raw, but it is very smooth. It looks rough, but it really isn't. It's actually very pleasant material. But I have to say, he's put a lot of work into having a kind of polished finish on these, and I know it takes a lot of time, and it was totally worth it. They are stunning. Makes them a bit more grippy, but yeah, I like it. Really, really good. The glow in particular just kind of reminds me of white jade, because it's translucent. And yeah, in daylight it just reminds me of white jade. Absolutely beautiful, and you know, this just looks like malachite to me. Absolutely beautiful. So I wonder if I can get a shot of the glow. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I don't know what the quality is going to be like. Never done this before, but wow. So this is the new set. Yeah, it's a really bright glow. Obviously I've got the glow cord on there. Yeah, that's amazing. Obviously got the Mellow stone that he gave me on the first drop that he did. That's glow. Also the prototype piece that he gave me, it was a raw kind of finished glow that I did show in the video with this set. It's the same material, I believe, I think, but this has just been properly finished, like to a polished kind of finish. It's absolutely beautiful. Didn't realise the tools are actually glow, so that's cool. And one thing I noticed as well is these were glowing. Let's have another go. Sorry if that's very, very bright. I'll do that so it's not blinding you. They are UV reactive for sure. Yep, they're glow. Now that is interesting. So they don't seem to hold it for as long. It did look like a kind of silvery material, but perhaps it might be the same as that. I don't know. But that is a nice surprise. I love that. So, right, I'll just cut back. So yeah, absolutely stunning sets. Let's just weigh them, weigh the new ones. So the glow set, 13 beads, bearing in mind, so minus 1 bead. It's going to be about 37 grams. And the glow, 33 grams in the green. That's interesting. Let's have a look. Let's just weigh this again. I don't know if I did on the first video that I did. 36 for the raw corn-based blue. There we are. And just some comparisons as well. So this is the titanium around square beaver set, beaver tail set, Delrin, and I now have the paddles. I couldn't help myself. I had to get them. I had so many extra beads. So yeah, the larger paddles on things definitely makes things kind of, I think, easier, because it just locks around your fingers. There we go. So you can see they're relatively around about the same length as well for my usage. Running out of things to say really, except that if you like Chetki, or you're thinking about getting into Chetki, this is a really good affordable option. You can buy extra beads, accent sort of sets. You can buy extra cord. You can kind of build a set if you really want to. He's done some, you know, more wacky kind of mix sets as well on some drops recently. And you know, that's pretty fun, because from speaking with Dan, he strikes me as very artistic, someone who likes to experiment a lot with creativity and improving designs, and that really shows in the work that he puts out. So obviously, I think with the translucency of the glow beads, you can see a little bit of, I think that's the machining, like the channel for the bead and the cord to sit in. You can see a little bit of that there. Doesn't really bother me. I think it's just the nature of the beast. You know, it is thinner there, so yeah, I'm not bothered. And I think these are just pretty much perfect, to be honest. There is a kind of surface, I guess, kind of texture. It's like not completely like flat or smooth, but to me that just makes them look more like stone. And that's what they remind me of. So both of them remind me of stones, like mineral stones. So this reminds me of jade and this reminds me of malachite. I love that. They look organic. But they're made out of a material that is easy. You know, you can replace it if there's a problem. So yeah, not much more I can say. Absolutely fantastic work from Dan again. I look forward to my next set. I'll probably just showcase it in a photo rather than a video. But yeah, it's going to be stunning and I'm excited for it. But most of all, I was excited about these and I'm not disappointed. Well done, Mellow Block. Keep up the great work. Thank you guys for watching. If you're curious about these, or you know, have some questions, then by all means just please ask down below. And thank you and have a wonderful day.